perspective and what's really happening inside that country as well. We're also joined now by Hussein Abdul Hussein, research fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Hussein, as we're talking about the Lebanese perspective when it comes to a possible ceasefire deal, the messaging that we are getting from the Lebanese prime minister, the Lebanese government, is they seem more and more willing to accept a deal. But what about this deal that Israel is starting to put forward that says that they will have a lot of leeway when it comes to operating inside the country?
Well, I think earlier, right after the killing of Nasrallah, we saw these old characters, the same oligarchs basically from 2006, stepping up and going against Hezbollah when they said that they were willing to elect a president even before a ceasefire. And that signaled to Hezbollah that the state was willing to move on without the party or its candidate, Sulaiman Frangiyi. Since then, I haven't heard these same politicians or oligarchs, including Nabih Berri, the Speaker of the Parliament, I haven't heard them mention this again. And this tells me that Hezbollah called and maybe twisted some arms. So now back to the rhetoric, the position that Hezbollah agrees of, which is 1701. I think Amos Hochstein was correct when he said, this ship has sailed. We're not going back to 1701. You had 18 years to enforce 1701 and you failed. And now either you step up, this is your last chance, or Israel is going to enforce it.
And the messaging that we're getting from Prime Minister Najib Mikati, on the one hand says that he has not been in communication with Hezbollah leadership in over a month. Now, in the meantime, now that Nasrallah has also been killed, he's becoming more bold, it seems. Even as our guest Yaakov Lapin here in studio said, he's accused Iran of blatant interference in Lebanese affairs as an attempt to establish an unacceptable guardianship over Lebanon. This is a strong statement coming from the Lebanese Prime Minister that I don't think people would expect to hear from him if this was several months ago.
Well, number one, this is only against Iran. This is not against Hezbollah. So I wouldn't say that he would have shown same courage criticizing Hezbollah. Number two, we have to keep in mind that the de facto governor or ruler or sovereign of Lebanon is currently Speaker Nabih Berri, who's the only elected one, because we know that the prime minister is a caretaker prime minister. There's no president in place. The presidency is vacant. So the only actual ruler is Berri. Berri is Shia like Hezbollah, and Berri has been Hezbollah's partner. And this is the same scenario that was playing out in 2006. Berri was the one who negotiated 1701. At the time, the Prime Minister Senora was playing along. Now we have Mikati as the secondary character. But this is to say that the Prime Minister of Lebanon has always been a secondary character. The first and foremost ruler of Lebanon has been Speaker Berri. And from Berri, we haven't heard something that tells us that Israel can just rely on the Lebanese state.
And so, Hussein, what do you think would be the best move for Lebanon going forward when it does come to these different diplomatic avenues?
Lebanon should repeat March 14, 2005, the day when it formed national consensus and formed Bashar Assad to withdraw his troops from Lebanon after 28 years of occupation. They should do the same with Hezbollah. They should have a platform with a single issue. Hezbollah must surrender its arms to the Lebanese National Army. I think this is a sane and reasonable demand. If all the Lebanese come together behind this, it can happen. Now, the thing is that Hezbollah is still in the backstage. It's still twisting arms, and that's why we haven't seen this consensus. There was some indication that it might happen, but then everybody went back into hiding.
We'll have to see exactly what does happen. Hussein Abdul Hussein, thank you for your analysis on these developing situations.
Thank you.